speaker this morning is Phil Brady, and he is going to be speaking from the Angry Man's Speech Manual, project number 2. I'm telling you for the last time, which is ironic as he has given this speech before. The objectives of this speech are to convey the material in such a way the confusion and problem is put to rest forever, to give you information that will help you and your family, to get it off his chest so he can relax. Phil wants to share his vast experience enduring hurricanes for the last 50 years he's lived on the coast. His hope is to effectively communicate what it takes to get through a storm in a stress-free manner as possible and have some fun. Back by unpopular demand, hurricane tips from a Category 5 Blowhard still blowing. The time is 8 to 10 minutes. Please help me welcome Phil Brady.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Fellow Toastmasters, the year was 1980 something. Hurricane Hugo was headed to southeastern United States. Now, I'm not a meteorologist by any stretch of imagination. I can't even spell cumulus. But I'm plotting this hurricane when the advisories come in, because I know enough math to be able to do that. And it appears to me this hurricane's going to Charleston, South Carolina. And yet the local news, the local weather people are saying, it's coming to Wilmington, so get ready. So okay, so I start getting ready. At 6:29 p.m., the local news is wrapping up. The weatherman's up there, and the meteorologist is up there, and he's saying, this is coming to Wilmington, so get ready for it. They switch over to the nightly news, and the newscaster's top story of the evening is Hurricane Hugo is expected to plow into Charleston, South Carolina. And I thought, how can they be so bad at this? Why are they so terrible at this? And so I took action on my own. I came up with a plan, and it's a plan I've used for many years. So my speech today is in 3 parts. Before the hurricane, during the hurricane, and after the hurricane. And if you follow my advice, you'll be safe and you'll have some fun along the way. Step number 1, go out and get the hurricane guide. You can get it at grocery stores, the Star News, the television stations. Read it cover to cover and then throw it away. I'm just kidding. There's a map in here you'll need later. That's step number 1. Step number 2, the most important step of all, you have a decision to make. Do I stay or do I go? Very important decision. Fortunately, the answer is in the Bible. If you live on the sand, you should go. If you live on the rock, you can stay or you can go. If you live below sea level, go. If you live above sea level, above the floodplain, you can stay or you can go. If you live in a mobile home, for the love of God, go. Go right now. But if you live in a home that was built to the strongest, the most up-to-date hurricane codes, you can stay or you can go. When my parents were alive, they always left the day before the hurricane. Before anybody was on the road, they were gone. They'd say, we're going to Winston. I'm from Winston. We're going to Winston. Here's the milk. And I'm sitting around, it's 0.5% milk. I'm sitting around eating blue cereal in the dark in the hurricane, and they're gone and they're happy and they're having fun. By the time they get back home, I've cleaned out the refrigerator and everything's good. But they would leave way ahead of time than the rest of us. So that's the most important thing you can do, is decide, do I stay or do I go? Now there's another option in there that I've heard this morning, and that is, may stay, but I've made plans to maybe go. So that's a good option as well. If you do everything that's in the guide that needs to be done, got all your supplies, got everything ready, do not let that stop you from going to Food Line the morning before the hurricane and fighting tooth and claw for the last can of Vienna sausages. And I'm just going to say it, if you're not willing to go and come out of Food Line with a mangled loaf of Wonder Bread and a swollen lip, you don't love your family. Get out there among the people and mingle with them. Get involved with them. Do not take your windows. You'll thank me for this later. If you have to do something, if you've got windows you're worried about, make up some plywood that goes over that can easily be slipped in place. See me later about this, I'll help you with it, but don't take your windows up. You need enough gas in your gas grill to cook the contents of your freezer. There are two things vital for your survival: a deck of cards, a candle, and a glass jar to put the candle in. The news is the power will probably go out. A pen and paper is a good idea to have because you want to take notes and write a speech about your experience during the hurricane. And if you watch TV during the storm, mute the television, put it on a national news, a weather channel, something where they'll give you accurate information, but don't listen to all the things that are coming in. During one storm, the local news people were saying, just got a call from Southport. Southport no longer exists. Now, the news media is always talking about how journalistic integrity and we have a lot of going. Yet during a storm like this, they'll just tell you anything somebody said. And there's a lot of people out there that are not in a hospital that should be. Nobody cares about that full weatherman who's telling you to stay inside, and yet he's standing out there getting blown around by the wind. Oh, look, there goes Al Roker rolling along. One year he actually fell on the second floor of a motel in Florida. I thought, he could have been hurt seriously. He said, pay him $1 million a year to do this. That's kind of foolish. Storms make you sleepy, so sleep. And look out the window often and comment like, I told him that tree was going to be too close to his home. Nobody ever listens to me. So those are the things you can do during the storm. After the storm, it's very important. Don't drive unless you can see the pavement. And if you have to drive through water, you have to at least be able to see the yellow line down the middle of the road. So open the door a little bit, and if you can't see that line, don't go through that water. Most importantly, be cautious when going outside. There's down power lines, there's down limbs. And don't feel you have to clean up everything immediately after the storm. There are people that get heat exhaustion, there are chainsaw mishaps. There's no prize for being the first in your neighborhood to get everything cleaned and all the debris out by the road. Also, be aware of bees. Bee stings. Bees get confused and angry during these storms. A lot like your neighbors. If you're really bored after the storm, go down to the emergency room with your pad and paper. It's air conditioned, and just sit in there and watch the sea of humanity that comes through the door with all these accidents they've had. You'll get a good speech out of it, and you'll enjoy delivering that speech. After the storm is over, kiss your loved ones. Check on your neighbors. Share your resources. And thank God Almighty that you've once again survived Mother Nature's wrath. And you've lived to fight another day. So this year, let's have a safe and enjoyable hurricane season. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Bill, for that and some these upcoming events that we have going on. Please take some time to make some comments for Phil.